Hello everyone, my name is Pixlriffs and welcome back to Decidedly Vanilla. Hello you, get out of here. Receive arrows. Fantastic stuff. Welcome back to the lake, which doesn't really have a name, it's just the jungle lake right now. That's how I've been referring to it. And we have done some work around here. If you were there on the live stream or have seen the subsequent live stream upload, you guys will have seen that some stuff went in over here. We've got ourselves a nice little cavey bit down there, and some more of the terraforming has been done. I was taking out all of the sand, all of the gravel, and we got ourselves down to the dirt, and then we got interesting with it. So pretty much the entire lake bed now is patterned with this kind of haphazard soul sand mixed in with leaves. And let me tell you guys right now, this is some of my favorite detailing. Like the dark oak leaves fitting in among the soul sand like that looks really nice. And I've thrown in some oak leaves and stuff as well, but the more I look at all these other leaf types, the more I think oak leaves just look a little bit bland. You know what I mean? They look kind of boring. So kind of happy to have these textures around here, and to be honest, I don't get that many visitors out here, so I'm not too worried about them not seeing those textures and seeing the other textures. It looks fine, really. The dark oak leaves just look better, and I'm really excited to see what they end up doing, what Mojang ends up doing with the leaf textures once they revamp all of the blocks. That's probably one of the changes I'm most excited about. Anyway, Nessie's in her lake, all is right with the world, and over here, I've started on another aspect of this lake that I want to terraform, because I want there to be rocks around it. I mentioned this in the live stream and stuff, but I will mention it again for you guys now if you haven't seen that. One of my problems with water in Minecraft is the fact that the blocks around the edge are pretty much always, with very, very few exceptions, just flat. You know what I mean? Like every seashore, every lake, every water feature in Minecraft just has flat blocks next to it. Like the landscape always runs down to the water. And that just ain't right. I live on the seafront of England, on the south-east coast, I guess. Kind of the south coast, southeast. And there's tons of cliffs nearby. And in Minecraft, where are the cliffs? There ain't no cliffs in terrain generation in Minecraft. Not even by the ocean biomes. You know what I mean? Like it always goes beach, ocean, deep ocean, maybe. Never any cliffs. So I'm making a cliff over here, folks, and I'm doing a substantial amount of terraforming to try and make this into a thing. Now, obviously, this is just the starting wall for it, and it's going to be, I'd say, at least 10 blocks high, and probably 20 or so here and there. I want it to be something that has a few kind of rolls and dips in it. I want this to be the edge of the lake on one side and have it be bordered by little, there's caves and stuff that you can go into. Not that there's going to be anything in there necessarily, but there would be some more natural features in it instead of it all just being like the edge of a mill pond. You know what I mean? Like I want it to seem like there's been a rock face here that has been eroded by the natural push and pull of the water in the lake. That is my idea, because lakes don't have tides, but they at least have some kind of rhythm to the water, you know what I mean? You got to find that rhythm when you're building stuff like this, and it also means that I section off an area of the lake that I don't have to terraform. It's not a huge section. I could absolutely have brought the cliff right up to like here or something, but I felt like maybe Nessie would feel a little bit off-center at that point, and for some reason, I guess she's got to be centered. I don't quite know why. Anyhow, let's move on, and I didn't mention this in the last episode, but you guys might have seen this object hovering over here in the distance. I have 3 villagers in here, one of whom is a nitwit, yes, but we will not judge. We're not going to judge him for having no particular vocation. He's an unemployed gentleman. He wants to see the world. This is a toolsmith, I believe. Yes, we have a toolsmith in here, and we have a butcher hanging out in the end here with the white apron. And I don't know what I intend to do with these yet, but I do intend to have a few villagers dotted around the jungle, aside from Desmond over there in the zombie spawner. I want to have them kind of in a few trading stations here and there, and perhaps continuing with the robot dinosaur theme, I kind of want them to be hanging out somewhere, maybe over here, maybe a little bit further that way, inside the kind of skeleton of one of these robot dinosaurs that has died, kind of keeled over, been decommissioned, and has been picked clean and opened out and used by actual living stuff as opposed to the robotic entities over here. I want the villagers to have kind of taken it over and just be working, trading from the inside of this skeleton. Speaking of skeletons, I have a couple of things to point out. First of all, the skeleton horses. Now, I always thought that when you got skeleton horses, they could still only appear in biomes where normal horses would spawn. Turns out, anywhere lightning can strike, you get skeleton horses. So I have an absolute ton of them out in this lake because I've been working here pretty much the whole time since the last episode, and anytime there is a thunderstorm, horse, right there. And then 4 horsemen who do not know what to do once they are in a lake. Yeah, they are very, very confused by water physics, and that's a good thing, if anything, because it means they get off the horses before they end up shooting them by mistake when they're fighting each other, because they never end up fighting me. Only the last couple end up fighting me. They always take one of their own out before they even think about fighting me, which is really, really funny. Second thing I want to point out about skeletons and skeleton-related things, I've got some 2 tall sugarcane down here in the depths of the lake. Thought it would be nice to have something growing up from the darkness at the bottom of the lake, aside from these leaves. And sidebar here, I really wish that something could happen about the water texture on the sides of leaf blocks. I know they've done it with glass, and let's face it, this is the texture from my texture pack, which, since people keep asking in the description, this water texture is from Lively Default, and I've changed the watercolor a little bit to make it look a little bit more natural, a little bit more like Minecraft's regular water and not the kind of bright cyan tropical water that it is in Lively Default. But anyway, this texture on the side of the water, on the leaf blocks, it's nothing to do with the inside of the leaf texture, it's the outside, it's how the water interacts with it. I really wish that could be changed, and I've been looking for texture packs like vanilla tweaks and stuff that would let me do that. I don't think it's possible in vanilla without mods, I really don't think it is. So, yeah, kind of wish that was a thing, but I'm okay with it just being the way it is right now. Anyway, back to what I was saying. This sugarcane has a light level inside it of 7, and you might think, no, Pix, you don't got to be worrying about light level inside of sugarcane underneath a lake, and I would think so too, but apparently I do, because monsters have been spawning in here and floating up to the surface, and then I find myself a zombie or a skeleton just hanging out here on the surface of my lake, bobbing towards me like it wants to attack me, and it's really strange, because you'd think they think sugarcane blocks must register with mobs as something that they can't spawn in, but apparently they can. And at first I thought they were coming up from a lake. At first I thought I'd been lazy with my terraforming, and somewhere down here there was, an open gap where monsters were being caught in the water flow and carried up. And there may still be a couple of gaps here and there, but I promise you, I have seen a zombie spawn basically inside this. I think it was this one here. Got a 3 tall patch of sugarcane here. Light level down here is 0. So zombies are going to spawn here. And I have seen a zombie pop up in here and then just gradually rise to the top of the lake. And that is mind-blowing to me. I've tried to create this terraformed lake, this thing of beauty, and zombies just spawn at the bottom of it and come up to the surface. And Nessie can't clean them up. That's a problem. That's a shame. That really is a shame. But, there ain't nothing I can do about that, really, except maybe reduce all of the sugarcane to 1 high so that nothing would want to spawn in there. And I don't want to do that. I don't really want to do that. It adds texture. It adds life to this build. And I don't really want to take that away in favor of just more leaves or something. Anyway, I've rambled about this lake long enough, folks. Today we are going to get working on something that I promised in the last episode. We are going to make a large-scale storage area over here, because I am fed up of using the jungle temple for storage, and I could go down into the basement of the jungle temple. I actually considered that before I settled on the idea that I have right now. I could go down into the basement of the jungle temple and hollow that out and do some stuff over there, but I think I want to work on something over here. I want there to be something aesthetic over here. I want there to be something nice looking and also functional. That is what I strive for most of all in Minecraft when it comes to stuff I build. It has to have form and function. That's what I tend to like when it comes to build. If I can get both of those in a build, I'm happy. And this time around, we're going to be building something both lovely looking and extremely functional as far as I'm concerned. We're going to be building a storage area with a hanging gardens theme. Now, if you guys aren't familiar with hanging gardens, take a couple of minutes to look up on Google what they look like, because I've got some good plans over here. There's going to be some nice large kind of ornate buildings, lots of nice areas. I'm going to have to do something about all of these horses. I think all of these are from a previous trap, so they ain't going to spring any skeletons on me, but yeah, I want to make a hanging gardens kind of thing over here. I want to get some sandstone in here. I want to get some blue concrete. I really wish I had the opportunity to get prismarine, but I think even though some guardians ended up kidnapped from there and taken to my water shrine over at spawn, I have a feeling the temples have not been cleared out or turned into like a guardian farm yet. So prismarine will have to wait. I'm going to use blue concrete in the meantime, and we're going to make ourselves a nice build over here, and then that's going to be the outer shell for my storage area on this part of the server, at least over here at my jungle base. That's what we're going to do, and hopefully it will fit in. Maybe we can design a bit more architecture around it as well, but I think it's going to fit in with all the leaves and the vines and whatnot over here. So I'm going to get that started. It's probably not going to be a time-lapse build this time around because I've been sitting on those a little bit too much. I like to do a little bit building off camera and then show you guys the results. So we'll get started on that. I'm going to go gather up the resources, and then I'll see you guys on the other side. Welcome back, folks, and you can see it swimming into the distant view here. At long last is my storage place, and it's going to be so much more than that, I have a feeling, because this build is something I'm so happy with, and it doesn't even look like all that big from this angle, but let me take you to a quick replay mod flyby so you can really see the scale of this place, and that will also be evident once you get in. First of all, I want to introduce you to a friend of mine who he's taken up residence over here, and right now he's showing us his backside, but I haven't quite named this guy yet. Maybe you guys can suggest names in comments, but this skeleton horse took a liking to the upper tier of one of these little water beds and has not left. He is there for the foreseeable future unless I go up there and kill him, but he's so adorable. Look at him. He's like, oh, I know, pick me. He's just like jumping up and down up there like he wants everyone's attention. Oh, it makes me laugh. So, welcome to the temple. I guess this is kind of a temple anyway. It's sort of reminds me of the Aztec pyramids in a way, in terms of like how it's tiered and stuff, but obviously it isn't really designed after any of those. For a start, it's made of sandstone, which isn't quite the right material, and it's got more of a hanging gardens vibe, but that's definitely an influence on this place, is the kind of step pyramids you find in places like Mexico and further south into South America. But this, oh my friends, this is going to be such an amazing place, and it is not even done yet. I put a poll on Twitter saying, should I finish this build before I get the video done, or should I just go ahead and release it? And I've spent an extra day, thanks to you guys, cleaning up this build and making it look proper on the outside, but the inside is nowhere near done. But it's pretty much symmetrical on all four sides, which I'm really happy with, and normally with builds of this size, it takes me ages to get the symmetry down. This time, relatively simple. It was relatively simple to get it all done. It just took an awful lot of time, an awful lot of sandstone. I've been back to the desert to get a couple of stacks, a couple of inventories full of sandstone to get all of this done. And the blue concrete has been very easy to acquire, actually, because all you needed was a bunch of lapis for that, but I need to go caving to replenish my supply of lapis at some point soon. Making sure all of it didn't leak into the underside. Like, if you take away any of these sandstone slabs, the water starts dripping through those because the water beds are just above that. But oh, I'm happy with it. I'm really, really happy with it. And of course, this is going to be the beginnings of my storage area. Up here so far, I've got basically the materials I acquired while I was hollowing out this place to begin with. So I have a ton of dirt, a ton of grass, some coarse dirt that I've been making as we go, bits and pieces of leaves and stuff, and then stone on stone on stone. It's actually, that one's where I was storing the sandstone, so that's kind of empty right now. But yes, I also have a ton of a ton of materials left in my inventory, all kinds of stuff. But this place is going to be great. And downstairs, down here, I've got these little bouncy pads, which actually help you get back up to the second tier of it as well. But down here is going to be where the main storage area is, and I'm still working on the design of this, so sorry if it's looking a little bit messy for you guys right now, but I promise I will have something a little bit better put together soon. I need to figure out what I'm going to do with the ceilings of this place. I'll probably put some more sandstone in there for the moment. And yeah, the floor design is currently in a work in progress. It's a work in progress. It's going to get better, and I apologize for the beacon being slightly off-center. I had it centered that way, but not this way, so sorry if that's triggering anybody. But right now, we have ourselves these bouncy pads, which are on a bit of a redstone delay, just a couple of repeaters into a piston there, and surrounded by leaves, which I completely forgot until I saw a couple of Hermitcraft videos where they were doing stuff with observer flying machines, that leaves don't stick to slime blocks, and that's totally useful and totally fits the theme around here. So I'm going to maybe make these pads a little bit more overgrown, do some bits and pieces of kind of building in here. There are planes flying overhead today. I think there's like an air show in the neighborhood or something, but sorry if you guys can hear that in the background. But yeah, we have a lot more work to do left in here, a lot more work left to do, and we will get that done probably between now and the next episode. Or maybe I'll do a little bit more of it in the next episode. But I want to get stuff moved in here. I want to get my storage sorted. I want to get my inventory sorted. Hopefully all of that is going to work out. The best thing about this, really, this whole thing, is that when I built it, when I built the front half and I was like, well, I guess I just have to repeat the same design on the other four sides. But the front half was quite wide, and it turned out that the center of this side, which points towards the shipwreck, basically came out right at the corner of the underside of my jungle temple. So I actually have a route from the jungle temple and the shipwreck straight to the storage area, which is great. I was so worried that I was going to have to come out of here, or come out of the nether portal over there, and make my way from the shipwreck over here, past the zombie spawner, to the lake, around the lake, to the storage area, and that was just going to take up a whole bunch of time. But no, we have ourselves a bit more of a cohesive way around the place. So it's got flow. That's the most important thing, is it's got flow. And gosh, these mushrooms are growing out of control. Nice. Okay, I'll have to harvest some of those later. But yeah, I have tons of inventory down at the zombie spawner still, which I need to bring up. I have a whole bunch of stone blocks from the area that I had to dig out down there. Still using the soul sand to terraform the lake, but obviously this build over here has been taking up most of my time. But I do really think that this is one of the best things I've built in Minecraft to date. I really do think this is one of my best builds. I'm so happy with it, and I look forward to seeing a whole lot more of it. The fact that it's right here on the lake shore, so that you get a good view of Nessie from up in here, it's going to be great. There's a few different entrances as well. Like, you can actually hop down over here, and you can get in from the corners, and I still haven't quite sealed those off from the leaks. But yeah, the corners you can get into as well. I kind of want to leave it open to the sky, but I might add another kind of topping to this particular cake. I think I might add another set of gardens sort of in the middle there, maybe just suspended for aesthetic purposes, not for any kind of storage area, because I do think this is going to be more than enough space. See me run out of storage space? I think not. But yeah, that is the progress of this build so far. It's going pretty well. The beacon is eventually going to get moved. It's not going to stay here, but I figure for now, seeing as I'm still clearing out all of the floor and stuff, kind of need to go back and repair my pickaxes for that. But it's all going splendidly, and this, alas, is where I'm going to have to leave you folks, because it's already been another day of delay for this episode. It really needs to go out. So I will see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching Decidedly Vanilla. As always, leave a like on the episode if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more. My name has been Pixlriffs. I'll see you guys soon. Bye for now.